Today on the Topic Show, Steve Madden is moving production out of China following a Trump victory. Reid is angry that Gen X and Latin Americans voted for Trump in overwhelming numbers. The EU is going to buy oil from the United States following a Trump victory. And Amazon space heaters are being recalled. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. I gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also giving away a free Flamethrower with every IT purchase. And yes, it does come with an adapter to attach it to a standard AR-15 Picatinny rail, as all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com, click that button that says Flamethrower to learn more. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Steve Madden moving production out of China. Mere announcement just hours after the Trump victory. Now, this comes to us thanks to Kristen, who's a contributor over at Fox Business, which somehow still in business. Pretty impressed by that, actually. Now, they say, quote, pull it up here, you can see some of those iconic shoes, which some women, I suppose, wear. And they say, quote, Steve Madden announced his plan to rapidly move production out of China following a Trump election win. The trendy retailer has plans to cut out China's sourcing by up to 45%, which is a pretty penny to say the least, or, well, pretty statistic. I mean, we'll see how much they save in terms of pennies going to another country for production and material procurement. And they say, quote, as President-elect Trump's proposed tariffs loom over the U.S. economy, one popular shoe company is already planning to move production out of China. Steve Madden's CEO announced on a post-earnings call less than 48 hours after a Trump victory that the retailer had put, quote, plan into motion to cut its Chinese sourcing up to 25%. CEO Edward Rosenfield said, quote, we should expect to see a percentage of goods that we source from China begin to come down more rapidly going forward. The trendy retailer had noted it had wanted to focus on operations in factory bases in Brazil, Mexico, Vietnam, as well as Cambodia, which, again, those countries are all, well, for the most part, we have better geopolitical relations with pretty much all of those countries. Debatably with Mexico, but another topic for another time, perhaps. There you can see one of those Steve Madden bags, which already having a huge impact on business. And again, this is just speculation. Nothing officially has been passed yet. And I say, quote, just under half, or he says, quote, just under half of our current business would be potentially subject to tariffs on China imports if Trump decides to impose tariffs when he takes office in January. Another executive said. Another executive also noted, quote, our goal over the next year is to reduce the percentage of goods we source from China by approximately 40 to 45%, unquote. Since February, Trump has honed in on using tariffs as strategic negotiation policy. Oh, I can see Trump right there. Oh, there's no pictures of the shoes. I guess I'll just sell for those comical high heels or those boots that have like, 4 inches on the toe heel, on the toe part, and 7 inches on the back. Ridiculous. They say, quote, since February, Trump has honed in on using tariffs as a strategic negotiating policy. The former president has followed the tariff of 20% on goods from other countries and 60% on imports from China. Now, during a sit-down interview with Mario Bartiromo, Trump confirmed that his plan would be used as a leverage tool and suggested imposing possibly up to a 200% tax on vehicles from Mexico, which, again, one of the reasons he's proposing that is because, well, China's starting to produce factories in Mexico to get around the China import law. So then it'd be technically a Mexican import. So it'd be subject to a different percentage on the tariffs. So it'll be interesting to see how much of this reshoring goes on in terms of will they manufacture goods in the United States. For fashion, I'm pretty pessimistic since it's one of those instances where, I mean, we look at all the infrastructure and the profit margins of manufacturing overseas. I mean, it's depending on the tariffs and where they manufacture it, it could be prohibitively expensive to bring it back to the United States. It is pretty impressive. I mean, again, no laws have technically been passed. But again, there's a lot of speculation in the market, and it's free. And just for geopolitical reasons, I think it'll be better to actually do business with more of our allies. So I think it's good that Steve Madden is moving out of China. I think it's not 100%, it's just 45, but I think it's a good strategic move. And it'll be interesting to see how many companies follow suit and what will the fashion industry do in particular. I mean, fashion is notoriously manufactured in China. Granted, it's all designed in the United States, and some people smoking cigarettes in Paris. Only partially kidding. But let me know, and do you have any preference? Do you care where your clothing is made? I mean, for most of my life, I tried to only buy made in America. It's becoming more and more difficult, especially for suits. And it's something I used to value very much. I mean, shoot, I try to make in America most things I have around here. But let me know, do you have a preference on origin of manufacturer? Do you think quality could change? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the culture part podcast, you know, Joy Reid angry that Gen X voted for Trump, as well as Latino Americans in record numbers. Now, this comes with thanks to the good old X-Twitter, specifically Benny Johnson, one of the best reporters on the platform, in which he says, quote, Joy Reid is upset that Gen X voted for Trump and that Latinos voted for mass deportations of illegal immigrants. Now, it's not too long, about a minute 26, so it is Joy Reid, so your earballs might hurt. A little disclaimer up front here. Oh, also visual disclaimer, it's not visually appealing, even debatably even worse than myself, which I'm not saying something. Without too much further ado.
Yet it was the hip-hop and Hulk Hogan generation,
Oh god, I'm sorry. What kind of suit is that? She's wearing a suit. Is that a flannel pattern suit? No, that's something you don't see every day. For good reason.
F your feelings latchkey kids who came up on Dynasty,
Potty mouth. MSNBC, of course.
Dallas, and The Apprentice, who were the lone age group that voted in a majority for Trump. A majority of Gen X voted to turn America into an autocracy.
They always accuse you what they themselves are doing with all the lawfare against Trump. Maybe they just want to afford a house or have grocery prices that weren't insanely expensive. Maybe not have 40-year high record inflation. Yeah, maybe that's what they wanted. And remember, when someone says, oh, these grocery stores are so greedy, nope, the cost of goods sold are increasing because their ingredients themselves are also increasing. The average profit margin for a grocery store, it's about 2%. Albertsons, one of the largest ones, about 1.68% last fiscal quarter. Walmart, slightly better. Granted, they sell TVs, clothing, and other knickknacks. Walmart's, their total profit, it's like 2.71%. That's terrible. They only make money in the aggregate because it all adds up. But in terms of like profit margin, grocery stores are not the issue. It's the government causing inflation. And yes, that's ineptitudes on the left and the right. But I partially digress. I'll get back to her speaking.
And to condemn our kids and grandkids to a far-right Supreme Court, probably for the rest of their lives.
Constitutionalist.
And it was not just Gen X.
Remember, the one person, who did they put on the Supreme Court in terms of Democrats? They put on someone that they chose, not because they're the best qualified. Biden literally said the illegal and quiet part are allowed. He's going to choose a black woman. He was not going to choose the best. He wasn't going to, as a smart business owner would do, accept every resume and treat everyone equally and actually take the most qualified candidate. He said, oh no, I'm going to narrow down. I'm not going to choose anyone except if they're a black woman. And they chose Katanya Jansen Brown, who can't define what a woman is. She's so mentally vacuous or so much in the leftist cult. Take your decision. And when they literally asked her during the preliminary hearing, can you define a woman and what a woman is? And she goes, she can't possibly define it. She's not a biologist. That's how stupid she is, or in the cult. I'm not sure which one is worse. But we'll get back to Joy Reid speaking. I don't know why she's so angry at Trump. She has the same hair color. I think she secretly admires the man.
Because while 91% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, 53% of white women overall voted for Trump, despite the open disrespect and demonization hurled by J.D. Vance and the Supreme Court stripping women's bodily autonomy, courtesy of Donald Trump, who closed his repulsive campaign.
And even giving the states the right to choose when it comes to the topic of abortion, which is what the founding fathers would have wanted, considering it's not, written down in powers for the federal government.
By dropping the B word on Nancy Pelosi. The breakdown by education.
He called her brother? No, probably not.
Was stark. Harris won 57% of white.
Yeah, partially because Biden was illegally enlisted months ago, promising, if you vote for me, I'll pay off your student loans. Completely advocate for responsibility. We'll pay off the loans for you. I think that was a contributing factor, even though, again, the Supreme Court struck it down. I think that was one of the reasons people were voting, because they thought, well, maybe they'll be able to do it somehow.
Women with college degrees, and lost 63% of white women without them. It was also men. Trump won every age group of men, including 60% of Gen X men and 6 in 10 white men.
There we go. Yes. When you alienate people and treat them like dog crap, they don't want to vote for you. This may seem obvious with anyone with a modicum of intelligence, but not for the Democrat Party. They've been alienating men for almost a decade. Their side cannot even define what a woman or a man is. Yeah, why would they vote for Democrats? Well, why? I'd love to hear the compelling reason. Well, the probably isn't one. That's why they lost. But we'll get back to it's almost done. I promise. Get back to Joy trying to read. Ironic name too. I've never seen her actually full of joy. Have you? She seems to be mostly angry most of the time. I mean, you gotta smile a little bit. You'll live longer, is what I'm told. That's, you know, the age-old saying. Not sure if it's actually true though. But I partially digress. Only 16 more seconds. I promise.
Also, Latino men who, despite the utter disrespect shown by Trump and his promise to deport some of your mixed staff.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, Joy Reid. A lot of us came here legally. My family was one of the last folks to escape communism in Cuba and came here legally. And we're all contributing members of society. And guess what? We respect the law of the land. However, immigration is great if you come here the legal route and you're a net benefit. It's a land of opportunity. You shouldn't be, by coming here legally, you're quite literally stealing that opportunity from people who are playing the game and actually following by the rules, so to say. So yeah, it's a no surprise. And also, people who escape, or a lot of Latino countries, yeah, people who escape communism don't usually vote for it. Kamala Harris was saying she wanted to control prices. So I don't think any Venezuelan voter with a modicum of remembering where they came from would ever want that. I don't think any Cuban voter is going to want that. Kamala also historically said she wants to take away your guns. In 2020, she famously said during the primary, oh yeah, if Congress doesn't do anything within 100 days, I would just pass an executive order. Which, to Joe Biden's credit, not that I agree with him on many things, Joe Biden he said that was too far. You have to follow the law. Can't just pass an executive order like that. It's unconstitutional. It's against the Second Amendment. And even she was saying, oh yeah, we'll just get rid of guns. We're going to ban fracking, drive oil prices again, make gas expensive for everyone. Granted, she also flip-flopped on these topics. I'm not sure if you can trust her as far as you could throw her. But yeah, most people who come from communism, terrible countries, they don't vote for it again. In fact, quite the antithesis, they are pretty vocal about it, and they will vote for the party that wants to give them more freedom. But I partially digress. What is this? 7 seconds left? It's almost done.
Status families, most of them voted in a 55% majority.
When you look at, so this is men by race. So you got, of the white people, 60% for Trump, 37% for Harris. African American, 21% for Trump. 77%, that's actually 77% still voted for her. Most inauthentic candidate of all time. They still did that. I mean, she was also on par with Hillary Clinton and her ineptitudes of, I mean, going to an African American and saying, oh yeah, I got hot sauce in my purse, and he pulled out a hot sauce packet. The most inauthentic thing a politician has done in my lifetime, I can't but think. Latinos, you had 55% for Trump, 43% for Harris, 46% Trump for other, and 48% were Harris.
To make the deportations happen.
Yep. Well, also, a lot of criminals are coming here. No one wants to say that. No one really wants to acknowledge that. But we're starting to see the statistics on people, or a lot of people who have not just murdered people, but abused women and children that have gotten here illegally. So, yeah, we probably don't want them. And she's saying, oh, yeah, they want deportation. Yeah, follow the law. Also, you're not helping wages in the United States because if you're increasing this, you're exponentially increasing the supply of labor. Well, the labor becomes less valuable because, you know, supply and demand. Now, I only partially digress. This didn't go as far as I thought it would. It did all right. Got 300,000 or 309,000 views and 10,000 likes. One of the first comments coming from Paul Zupa says, quote, Joy Reid is wrong about everything she says as usual. I'm looking forward to her being out of a job as the legacy media continues to collapse. Getting 358 likes, which I'd love to know the breakdown of like how many of these anchors are profitable and if they actually, you know, do not people watch Joy Reid unironically where it makes sense to pay her to do a job? Now, you also have Wall Street Silver saying, quote, all good for them. So proud for the generation to finally start seeing the truth. Yep, getting 356 likes. Shane Connor says these people are just racist. Not all illegals are Latino, for one. Two, the majority of legal immigrants don't like illegals because they worked hard to come here legally. Cost, time, and money. And these illegals come in and get everything for free. Joy's moron, getting 162 likes. They're also getting a lot of benefits, more benefits than the American taxpayer getting. And again, I appreciate you taking the time to like, subscribe, and comment. One of my biggest issues I'm working on constantly is slowing down my pace of speech. Thanks to the comments, I realized that is a big thing I need to work on. And as usual, any constructive feedback is appreciated. And again, I have a theory. I think it'll be proven true eventually. When I first started the show, I had no subscribers, well, maybe my family. But and I spoke terribly. Spoke even faster back then, and truth be told, I stumbled over my words worse than Joe Biden trying to climb upstairs. However, as I slowly but surely gain more subscribers, I become a better speaker. Now, granted, the bar is quite low to begin with, understandable, but slowly but surely been getting better at it. So I have a theory. Someday we get enough subscribers so I could go through an entire episode speaking perfectly articulately. A tall order, a pie in the sky dream, some might say, but I think we'll get there nevertheless. So you could go ahead and click that button. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going back to me attempting to read the comments, you have One Land saying, quote, welcome to the real world. Happy Friday. And it's a picture of I believe it's an oak tree. No, it was a willow tree. No, definitely not willow. But it got 118 likes. It's a tree with American flag motif. A bunny rabbit says, quote, also Gen X. And it's a picture of Gen X holding, what is that? Good old A. Oh yeah, that's an AK-47. What is that? Not an SKS, I don't think. Then some of the RPG back. Says if a civil war breaks out, I got my money on Gen X, getting 315 likes.
I don't want everyone crying or anything.
Who's this? Florida 1 says, quote, MSNBC called out men yesterday. They're racist and sexist. The media is horrendous liars. This woman makes more sense than Joy Reid, and she's not paid millions of dollars like Joy Reid. Just common sense. What's she saying?
But he won the Electoral College, he won the popular vote, and he won every swing state. If you think that everyone is delusional except for you, I think you might need to go to a doctor or something. I think maybe you should find yourself some friends to hug, or like wake up in the morning and say some positive affirmations. Because if you think the world is the problem and not you, something might be not correct about you. I learned this lesson myself in my early 20s. I have full confidence that you can learn it too.
I like it. She got 104 likes. Tom Young says, quote, she is one of the most despicable, racist people on the planet, unquote, getting 225 likes. Retina89.eth says, I'm Latina, college educated, followed every step to enter this beautiful country, learned your culture, respect, and voted for Trump, getting 175. Let's make it 176 likes. Old School Eddie says, quote, she should have just retired now. The country is changing and her hate and race baiting are no longer wanted anymore, getting 302 likes. Here. Nick says, did she also shave her head, getting 17 likes? Jeff Mack says, do it the right way. No one has issues with immigration, getting 20 likes. Yep. Let's see here. Nickelodeon says, our generation saved America, getting 26 likes. Which, yeah, I'll give him right there. 27 likes now. Let's see here. American Badass, good profile name. It does have the American emoji in their profile name as well. Says they should have paid attention to their own polls. This is from Fox News. What is this? CBS News poll says, new national program to deport undocumented immigrants. Who's for it? 62% in favor, 38% oppose. Yeah, that got 8 likes and 116 views. Oh. What's this? Amit Shah parody account says, moo dang in real life. I have 15 seconds, but looks moderately interesting. What's she saying?
I'm sorry! No! Why?
The Trump Ranger syndrome?
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
As rational as most leftists, getting 8 likes. No, 9 likes now. See, any contrarian statements. I'm not seeing them thus far. Yeah, we'll see what happens to MSNBC's ratings, how much they tank. Can't but think, how many people tune into unironically? Let's see. Reply by mail also has a picture of Joy Reid. Here, looking. Says, the only joy the left has left, getting 5 likes. Which, yeah. So let me know in the comments, do you think, Joy Reid is still culturally relevant? Does anyone really tune in for her opinion? Or kind of slowly become a has-been? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. And going over to the political part of the podcast, you have the EU planning to buy oil from the US following a Trump victory. Not even in office, already making positive impact. Let's see here. Now this comes to us thanks to Libs of TikTok, which she says, quote, breaking. Following Trump's victory, the president of the European Union Commission says they want to start buying oil from the United States and not Russia. Interesting. I'm going to say, not financial advice, but I wish I bought some oil stocks. I think they're going to do good.
I would not say discuss, but we touched upon yesterday. It's the whole topic of LNG. We still get a lot of LNG via Russia, from Russia. And why not?
And yet they're all fighting Russia. They're not very smart in Europe, are they? We're going to buy your product, but we're also going to have the whole world go against you. Yeah.
Not replace it by American LNG, which is cheaper for us and brings down our energy prices, but is something where we can get into a discussion, also what our trade deficit is concerned. So engage, look at common interest, and then negotiate. I would not say
There we go. Trump already making good impact. Got 1.3 million views as well as 28,000 likes. Also another mentally vacuous thing about the EU. There are many, but it is kind of funny that, oh yeah, they hate oil, they want to get rid of it. They won't allow drilling on their own land. If they don't want to do that, they don't have production there. But they'll buy it from anyone else, thereby just becoming more dependent on other countries. And good for us, we'll make some money off of them. Now, some of the top comments coming from Paul Zupa says, quote, I can't wait for gas prices to go down, getting 124 likes. Amen to that. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, make America wealthy again, getting 574 likes. EML Strong says, not bad. Trump wins again, getting 202 likes. Planet of Memes, a little disappointing. It's been a rough week. They have not responded in meme form for a while. I'll say this alleged Planet of Memes says, so much winning, getting 71 likes. Cool Christian Engineer says, Trump's triumph. This picture of Trump and all his cool poses. It says, Trump is back, 2024. Getting 44 likes. Jakey says, quote, because Donald Trump knows how to conduct business, the Democrat brains are the size of walnuts, getting 302 likes, which, yeah, the U.S. wasn't really making good deals. They're actually giving crap away for free, especially with the Ukraine. What is it, $200 billion between weapons, cash, and other random things you get to them throughout the past couple of years? They're not even one of our top 10 business trading partners. Yeah, we're giving them all that while Americans starve and suffer. Interesting the priorities that leftists have. Old America says, quote, Trump is already fixing America before stepping a foot back into the White House, getting 166 likes. One bad dude says, the Trump effect, getting 159, speaking 160. Whoa, 176. Going up like a stock right before our eyes. See, this is a good one. Winnie Skola says, since Trump's victory, the world has taken a new turn. 1, migrant caravan turns around. 2, EU pledges to buy American oil. 3, Qatar agrees to kick Hamas out. 4, stock markets indexes soar by 5%. 5, New York ends food vouchers for illegals. 6, DOJ cases against Trump fall apart. They got 74, let's get 75 likes. Cameron Gillingham says, quote, Trump gets back in office and the world starts to get back on track. We'd love to see it. American flag emoji, getting 71 likes. Doug Bilingo says it's called the Trump effect, getting 31, so we get 32 likes. Beam says, we're about to be back, bro. America about to be back, getting 90 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Red Wave Press says the Trump effect, getting 58 likes. Nurse Patriot says the golden age has begun, getting 22 likes. Dominic Michael Tribby says drill baby drill, so I get 57 likes. Let's see here. Not too many contrarian statements thus far. King of Polls says, do you trust the European Union? No. Says yes or no. 83.5% say no. Me, for many reasons. One of which they're bullying companies to go EV, which is, well, not good for the environment, as well as not good for a country's independence and quality and long-term longevity of a product. They're actually bullying Porsche to kill one of those iconic cars ever, the Cayman. So the only Cayman will be left will be the one that's like $200,000, which is ridiculous. It used to be an entry-level Porsche, I believe. Again, it's still a lot of money to a lot of people. I can't afford it. It's like $76,000, but for the Cayman. But the 911 starts at 6 figures, so it used to be considered entry-level to get a Porsche. And the EU and their draconian notion is killing it because it's not an EV. So yeah, the EU, in addition to being part of the globalist movement and destroying the country's individualities, yeah, I'm not a fan of the EU. And in fact, we support it. Going down more and more. Sarcastic liberal says everyone is getting back in line. Ricky Retardo says they're deeply concerned about the tariffs coming their way in 2025, getting 1, so I get 2 likes. Mr. Positive says, strange how it works, isn't it? Getting 5, so I get 6 likes. Let's see. Daniel Glenn Tim says America's economy is about to boom. Inflation goes away, getting 3 likes. Again, good. I mean, it's going to be good for us. Our companies are going to make some money off of them. And yeah, with massive volume, we'll be interested to see how much we can decrease the price per unit when it comes to gasoline and byproducts. And yep, I think the whole world's about to. The deals are finally going to start tilting in favor of the United States for the first time in quite a while. But let me know, do you think the EU will follow through on this? How much do you think it'll have an effect on our economy? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Amazon space heaters being recalled after 7 fires. That's the heat was a little too hot and a little too effective, so to say. Now, this comes to us thanks to Kate Gibson, who is a writer at CBS News, which she says, quote, electric space heaters sold on Amazon and TikTok are recalled after 7 fires, which, yep, not so great. And weird looking design. Great, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. They say, quote, nearly 600,000 Govee Life and Govee Smart electric space heaters sold online by retailers, including Amazon and TikTok, are being recalled because they can overheat. which inevitably poses fire and burn hazards, according to the federal trade safety officials. The recall follows reports of, following 113 reports of made in China. Or, let's be honest, whenever I hear or see the word China, I think, made in China! He's a little iconic he is. Including 7 fires and 1 minor burn injury, according to a notice posted by the U.S. Consumer Safety Commission. I was going to say, a sure sign of a boring product. Look at the model number, or model name. It's H7133. Oddly reminiscent. Who doesn't love the heater H1733, which, I don't know, I reminisce of the days where companies would call products by actual names, not letters and numbers. The actual, to me, is a little more interesting with that. Now, they say, quote, about 517,500 of the recalled heaters were sold in the U.S., and roughly 48,600 were sold in Canada for between $30 and $150 from September 2021 and September 2024. Here, you can see a better picture of those monstrosities. It almost looks like a speaker, these things. Govee Life, interesting company name. The recall involves Govee Life and Govee Brands electric smart space heaters with the following model numbers. The H1730, the H7131, H7132, H7133, H7134, and H7135. The H1735. Guys, names are comical. The model number can be found on the manufacturer's label at the bottom of the unit. And this is, I guess, is the H7130. Wow. Or 7130, as some might call it. To me, it's just so uninspiring. Such a lack of creativity. Now, if I reach out to them and see if your unit is specifically affected, you can go to reach them at 833-772-5360. Sorry. Again, you can call them up at 833-722-5360. And they also know that you can reach out or find more information at https recall.govee.life/heater recall. I can put that on the screen for New York Minute there. And I mean, this is, again, sure, it's this company name, but I can't think the business blunders on Amazon, because they're having more and more of these recalls. And granted, it's a third-party reseller. They don't have to check the quality. I think they kind of should, because again, it's the Amazon brand that's getting dragged through the mud, and you're going to deal with the Amazon in terms of returning the product. And they're having more and more of these things. A lot of people starting to compare Amazon to Wish.com or like a Temu. And again, with massive volume, Amazon's not going to go out of business for quite a foreseeable future. Don't get me wrong. It's not even ding even 1% of their sales. But still, the fact that there's more and more counterfeit goods and low quality goods and recall goods on Amazon, I mean, doesn't really bode well for the confidence of the platform. I think, over the long term, that could definitely chip away at it. But let me know in the comments, have you heard this recall? Do you think, anyone's going to care? They'll stop to decrease their spend, maybe go to an alternative e-commerce platform? Let me know in the comments, because I'd be fascinated to hear what I have to say. And gotta say, Amazon having yet more questionable products, that more things that burst into flames. They seem to have a theme there. Gotta say, Amazon, you are certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.